me sir, brownout daw ila Tabugon sir, di daw siya kasulong.
Okay. Asa ba area ni Mr. Tabugon? Sa area, paki-ask kung sa area nila Mr. Tabugon.
Kumbal, sir.
Up to 5 p.m. Up to 5 p.m. Okay, let's start. For today, guys, for this session, we'll start the official lesson nato for the course Mobile Application Development. We'll talk about native and hybrid mobile app. Okay, sige, thank you for that. Um, so we will talk about hybrid mobile app. So here's the opening statement. No, are you trying to figure out in your development later in your project paggawa ng mobile application, we will try to understand and um, gather some information what are the possible options para makagawa tayo ng mobile application. So first is to understand the mobile application landscape. Okay, so for this afternoon, i-inform muna natin, no, we will train ourselves to be aware to be familiar with the different landscapes in mobile application. Check ko lang guys kung sino pa hindi pa naka-answer ng survey si Camille.
Tapos na ako naka-answer ng survey.
Baka hindi mo na turn in. Paki-turn in na lang.
Sige sir.
Ano natin? Yes.
Wala daw ang internet nila Bandong.
Wait lang ha. Take note sa nakuha. Sa area nila Bandung.
Nabunturan man ata sir. Nabunturan.
Okay.
Sir, si Villa Flores din daw, sir.
Si Villa Flores is na Bandung.
Hindi ang signal sila kapit, sir. Sa likod sa Abriza, sir.
Sir, downtown ako, sir, pero ang PLDT, sir, kaya medyo siya problem sa mga.
So for this afternoon, landscape is will na can relate to whatever knowledge prepare para sa mga remaining activities, no, hands-on activities sa course natin sa mobile application development. So, this lesson, this session is very important in terms of determining what type of framework or what type of mobile application ang inyong sunod. So, let me check if my visuals are clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. The statement, I think we all agree here that the web is no longer limited to personal computers. This refers to the devices that available nowadays na this thing na ginagawa natin sa internet can be achieved by different devices, no? Like smart devices. Well, may mga like smartwatch, no? IoT devices, tablets, smartphones, and etc. na mga available devices which we can access and no, confirm, perform all of this activity na pwede natin gawin sa internet. Here are different landscape na for setup we can consider para magawa tayo ng mobile application. But the thing here, guys, itong sa harap natin ngayon, no? So the focus of this session is with to talk about native, hybrid, and web app. So this progressive web app this is some kind of advanced, no, in the mobile application course. If time permit, we can talk about PWA or progressive web app. Just but for this parang session is concerned, no, we'll differentiate approaches from native to hybrid web app lang for now. Based on wait. So what you see in the slide, right, guys? It's statistics, no, coming from according to Gartner Strategy Analytics. And it's statistical results. They have smartphones. Very quickly, smartphones way back in 2011. And there are players aside from smartphones that somehow plays big role in the present mobile industry. You can see here sa graph na to, mobile devices, yung kanilang sales, no, are doubling up, double yung kanilang sales compared to personal computers. This is a data from Gartner 2013 pa. Pero makita ninyo guys yung flow, yung trajectory, ano, distribution ng smartphone by manufacturer. Makikita din natin dito yung different players, no, sa market. For example, you see here, no, Samsung shipped 75 million smartphones and Apple about 25 million smartphones just in 2015, in the third quarter. Um, while Huawei, 5G, and ZTE shipped more than 10 million smartphones as well. Nokia, BlackBerry are something behind, no, on these major players. And will what do you think, no, the Apple can catch up in this mobile industry market? This data is kailan ba ito? Early. That's 2013 pa rin. Based na sa atin na observation ngayon. Napi-feel niyo pa rin ba yung presence ng Apple at saka Nokia?
Sa
Ang sa Nokia sir, wala kayo sa Apple. Ang murag mas naman.
Murag dili na kayo sa Nokia, sir.
Okay. Jeno is saying na from the Apple point of view, or the Apple company, they still have the devices na nasa market pa rin. I think hinihintay pa rin, no, na marami pa rin mga consumers sa naghihintay dun sa kanilang mga updates. While Nokia, no, according to Camille, something like yung presence is hindi rin na felt. Well, that's true, no? If you try to look at the statistics distribution right now here sa atong presentation. By the way, guys, this slides is an adapted slide from Business Inquiry. It's an online article na ginamit ko for the presentation for this afternoon. So, aside from Apple and Samsung as the biggest players, you have also several companies, no, that attempt to join the mobile environment, mobile industry. So, ganun tayo ngayon, no? Ito yung mga current data na nakikita natin sa surroundings natin as of say from 2012 up to today. So in this data, in these slides, makikita natin that PC sales are flat to down in their performance. No? Ito yung mga major players like HP, Lenovo, Dell, Acer. Makikita ninyo na wala masyadong galaw, no? Wala masyadong increase dun sa kanilang sales. So even other companies, no, are also have this parang flat na-flatten na nila yung kanilang data in terms of kanilang sales. Just medyo malayo masyado if we compare this one to smartphone shipments sa manufacturers. So tablets alone will overtake PCs in 2 to 3 years. Ito rin yung nakikita na very obvious, no, na trend way back 2010 to 2016. And it's actually increasing, no, up to this time, especially in this time of pandemic. So the web's future is mobile. You agree on this? Sige daw, let me know. Lahat naman tayo, no, pwede maka-chat. Let me know if you agree and why do you think the web's future is mobile. Yeah, I'll wait for your siguro concise or brief answers lang sa chat area. And maybe I can call a name to expand. Sige daw, paki-validate your attendance. Tingnan natin kung you're not AFK, no? You're still there. Thank you for the answers. So I have ilan, no? Let's say coming from Sir Golanes, Flores, Pisao, Nicolas, Dinero, Lalis, Brunera, Coronado, Katakutan, Prieto. Let me hear more from uh, Mr. Dinero. Very interesting yung kanyang, well, all of you know have uh, well, idea na why there is no, acceptance, no, dito sa statement na the web's future is mobile. Pero let me hear more from Mr. Dinero. Na ba siya? Or not ready for, baka hindi na work yung audio, no? Sige, let's try another. Sige. So, Dinero. Sige, let's call another name na lang. What about Miss Lalis? Would you share your answer to the rest of the class?
My answer, sir, is yes, because it is easy to use, sir, everywhere. Like what others said, sir, it can be accessed like asa man ka, sir. So, ato, sir.
You know, I understand and I agree with the point of accessibility. No? The point of, no, thank you for sharing that. The point of having the name itself mobile na dikit yung portability sa kanya. Lahat kasi ng gusto natin ay easy to access. No? Ngayon sa panahon ngayon, gusto natin na medyo limited masyado yung actions natin, na hindi masyadong nadadagdagan yung mga proseso. Gusto natin makikita at magawa kaagad natin yung gusto natin gawin. So, the best thing na pupuntahan natin, especially in the internet, para ma-access natin yung mga services, is via a device, no, a portable device, na pwede nating ilagay sa pocket, no, na madala natin kahit saan, and we can easily connect to internet anywhere, anytime. So, well, when you talk about web, these are services, all your entertainment, no, na access via internet is pwede pwede na ninyo siyang isipin na lahat ng ito ay in a mobile application environment na, and that's the future. And that's the trend, no? That's the trend that we are facing right now, especially in times of pandemic, to limit, no, to avoid some tawag natin dito problems that occur, especially in social distancing issues. Remote presence or remote transactions are highly recommended nowadays. Even you can access this via laptop, no? Pero iba pa rin yung ease, no, yung parang experience kung ang gamit ninyo is yung mobile device. No? I hope you agree on that. So, how will we connect on our mobile devices? Ayan. Ito yung question na for sure alam natin, no? What's the answer? Will it be only through web? Let's say through web. No? How do we connect through web? Or maybe through native applications downloaded to our devices. So paano ba natin uh, makokontakt si mama, si papa, si kuya, si tito via sa phone natin? So by contacting, by contact, let's say SMS or email or video chat, um, ano ba yung mga access natin dun sa mga services? Saan ba natin sila nakukuha, guys? Through browser application or through native applications na dina-download natin sa ating devices? Let me hear your answers now. Yung common na sa tingin ninyo, most of these applications are accessible saan ba? Using mobile devices. Saan ba, ano ba yung common na ginagamit ninyo ng mga application? Browser ba? O ito yung mga native app na dina-download ninyo para sa device ninyo? Yung mga kinukuha nyo sa Play Store, no? Ano ba yung kadalasan na activity ninyo sa device, no? Native application. Yan, native app. Even yung social media, TikTok are native app, di ba? Hindi accessible ba siya by browser? I think may option via browser pero iba pa rin yung experience, ano? Iba pa rin yung user experience kung native application yung ginamit, yung ginamit niyo. Example, Messenger. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sulian. No? So most of these applications are coming from a store, no, are coming from a mobile operating system na parang common location, which is, for example, for Android, Play Store, for iOS, App Store. Yun. Ano ba tawag nila sa Windows Store? Windows Store? Diba, alam ko may tawag sila dun. Let me check Baka alam nyo pakichat. Yun. Play Store, Microsoft Store. Thank you, Mr. Katakutan. Yan. So kung galing doon, i-download niyo, na-install niyo, so that refers to a native application. So ito yung punto ko ngayon, guys, na sa environment, sa pag-uusapan natin, kung ang pag-uusapan natin is mobile structure, kailangan muna natin alamin ano ba yung means of access ng isang user dun sa services na gusto niyang ma-experience. Ano yung way of access niya? Through web ba? When you talk about web, ito yung mga pwede nating makita sa loob ng browser or through native application. Okay? So, ayan. So let's talk about web-based muna, no? When we talk about web-based software, ito yung usually maririnig natin na pag gagawa tayo ng web-based, ito yung pwede nating ilagay sa isang server na hosted on a particular website, no? Tapos, para ma-access natin sila or ma-access natin yung website na yun or web application na yun, mag-open tayo ng dedicated software para ma-access natin. An example to that dedicated software is a browser. And an alternative to that web browser is a desktop application. So an example to that is yung accessing our email. Diba using our laptop or any PC or desktop, we have a lot of means to access our email. Kung you are using Windows, Windows has a built-in or default desktop application called Microsoft Outlook. Tama? So si Microsoft Outlook is a desktop application na alongside with your Windows OS na installation, nandun na siya. No, all you need to do is just a connection to the internet, and then you may now get your email email emails, no, yung mga email contents niyo. Another option is by using browser, no? So if you're into Windows, yes, na-email na app din pag i-search niyo sa Windows. Especially the current update, no, of the operating system. Ito yung mga kind of applications na desktop in nature. Nagets niyo? Desktop yung environment ng application na yan. When you talk about desktop, that application will only be accessible if you have a desktop unit or workstation. So, an example to that is a browser. A browser is also an application, tama? As a desktop application. So, i-install mo kasi yan sa desktop. So, para makikita niyo yung mga web-based content, kailangan natin itong mga software ito. So, bakit ba natin ito kailangan i-brought up? Kasi sa mobile, guys, no? Mobile consumers love native apps. Yung result from Nielsen Smartphone Analytics, no? Which explains na there are a lot of consumers, no, based sa kanilang statistics, na still love native applications compared to desktop applications, yung mga browser applications, no? And when we talk about applications or native apps, ito yung nasa orange na to, maraming comfortable of using these native apps compared to mobile web. Alamin natin, guys, na yung desktop PC ay may browser. Yung mga smartphones din natin ay pwede rin natin lagyan ng browser. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun, if we are using our smartphone and then okay, if you're using our smartphone, tapos gusto natin kunin yung data from the internet, pwede yung option natin is to access a browser. Kasi may browser din tayo by default yung mga smartphone natin. So if you're using a smartphone and we use browser to access data, ibig sabihin nun, it's in a mobile web environment. Pero if we want to access data through internet, or we can, share data to another person using our smartphone, pero yung application is coming from the store, no, parang native app ang tawag natin doon. I hope I make sense on that, na intindihan ba natin yung difference, no, ng dalawa. Kasi naman, guys, pwedeng i-achieve ng isang developer na may dalawang ways siya na gumawa siya ng website or application, tapos sabihin niya sa consumers na, sa users niya na you can access this either mobile web or via native apps. Pwede sabihin niya na gano'n. Parang ibig sabihin nun, pwede kang, para ma-visit mo yung application ko, para magamit mo yung application ko, punta ka sa browser, type mo itong URL na to. That's first option. Or, second option, punta ka sa Play Store, hanapin mo itong keyword na to, download it, and that's my application. So, if you try to look at that, there are two different preparation, no, two different deploy development na ginawa para ma-set up lang natin yun. Take note, guys, iba yung preparation para makagawa ka ng mobile web, at saka iba din yung preparation para makagawa ka ng native apps. Pero both of them are considered to be mobile ready applications, mobile applications. Do I make sense? Okay, thank you for the confirmation, guys. Um, Allow me to continue. No, this slide here presents a data na there are 20% of our time on mobile is spent on our browser. I guess you can agree with me on this. Kasi even din sa akin, no, um, um, hindi ko nakikita yung value yung browser sa smartphone ko ngayon. Especially yung nag-update na. I'm using yung updated yung unit ko ngayon Android 8 or 7, Android 10 na tayo ngayon, di ba? So even yung Android, previous versions ng Android ko na phone, I find it very less yung activity and I no spend my activity pag mag-smartphone ako, either I open a native application. I think ganun din kayo. No? Yung mga smartphones natin dyan ay maraming naka-install na native applications. I think if there are some instances na pupunta ka sa browser, either you just conduct some research or additional parang verification lang if this is a valid URL or any Google purposes or searching purposes. Yan. Pero what about yung mga, let's say you want to order food online, you want to book a flight, no? Yes, thank you, Sir Sulian, and Mr. Zeno, Nicolas. So, what about the services like you want to check your social media na post, no? Book some flights, no, or accommodations, food, etc. No, or even book your Grab, yung drive mo from your home to school or whatever. So ito yung mga other services na ginagawa ng mga consumers na hindi naman nila na-perform sa browser. Yan. Kasi hindi available at saka hindi accessible. And most of this nasa loob ng smartphone applications. More consumers have used downloaded applications than have used their mobile web browsers. I do agree, no? So, there are, even ako, na considered myself uh, to really put my attention dun sa mga applications na I got from a store or kasi user ako dun sa Play Store. I even also try to remove other hindi ko nakikita, like Foodpanda, Grab Food, may buy food apps or thank you yun na natin. Now, of course, yung errands na of course nowadays hindi basta-basta na makalabas, no, especially if yung kasama mo sa bahay is under 18 years old, tapos ikaw lang mag-isa yung above, yung nasa range ng pwede makalabas, no? Kasi for example, kasama mo sa bahay is under 18 years old, tapos mga senior citizen, well, they pinababawalan sila ngayon to really the total, no, pero mas maganda kasi daw hindi sila lalabas. So within these services they can really help, no, some processing procedures or processes na mapadali yung lifestyle, no, yung pangangailangan ng mga tao in terms of this pandemic or this health crisis. So I myself do agree dito sa statement na to. While native apps, no, define our phones generally, no, the web browser might not even be on our home screen. Totoo ba yun? Well, yung sa mga smartphone manufacturers, they just created, no, a dashboard or a compilation of your application or native application only for native applications. Paano ba natin ma-save, mailagay sa isang location yung mga URLs ng mga website na gusto natin puntahan o napuntahan na natin? First option is to choose bookmark. Tama? Bookmark na feature ng isang browser. Yes. No? Pero kung titingnan natin yung accessibility ng bookmark, if you are using smartphone, hindi masyadong maganda sa user. Hindi siya user-friendly. So, ibig sabihin nun, well, you can have a bookmark as a feature to store, pero hindi siya ganun ka-effective compared to the gallery of your native application inside of your smartphone. So, ganun yun, guys, no? So, kailangan natin malaman yung mga pros and cons, especially when we compare different landscapes in a mobile environment. So, nakadalawa na tayo. Yung mobile web, using browser, at saka yung native applications. So, I think hybrid will come in the next slides. No? So, I hope na it's clear sa inyo yung mobile web application at saka native application as of this time. However, with the help of some improvement of innovation, no, sa World Wide Web, that in this HTML5 version, no, allows more than parang revolutionize, no, some other parang procedures na hindi ma-achieve ng mobile community before, pero nung binigyan o na-release yung binigyan ng attention at saka na-release yung HTML version 5, somehow na-ease niya, na nabigyan niya ng mga solutions yung mga issues ng web community before. Kasi the primary thing, the challenge of the web developers before is they have a very parang challenging protocol or parang ways para maisali nila sa kanilang list of target audience yung mga mobile users. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung parang pag gumawa ako ng website, iisipin ko kung paano ba, nakita ba ito ng mabuti ng mga mobile consumers, yung website ko, or hindi. Ito yung mga problem nila before. Pero nung nalabas yung HTML5, with the help of the responsiveness, yung mga aim to create a mobile-first application. Kaya, yung mga mobile web na mga developers does not really spend a lot of time na to check other browsers or other phone manufacturers kung their website ba is looks great or doing the right stuff on that particular environment. Again, with the help of HTML5. So this increases, no? This increases the chances, or this invites the developers ng web to also venture to try the mobile web applications. So kung ikaw ay may background na sa web development, tapos you have also an idea how HTML5 works alongside with CSS3 and JavaScript, it would be easy for you to create mobile web applications. Ayan. So that means larger target audience, larger audiences, or increase your audience range or scope. Because HTML5 is meant to work seamlessly across mobile platforms and browsers. So imagine, you just need to code a single source code base. And then, it will be now a parang at ease on your end na when you do this code and this code works on a, let's say, check nyo sa Chrome, tapos na-adjust yung screen size, no, yung dimension, and it looks properly, it behaves properly, it will be enough for you, no, to say that this will be okay for the rest, or this will be viewable for the rest of other platforms and browsers. Kasi naka-HTML5. So HTML5 web apps, well, in this HTML5 version, aside from bookmarks, ay pwede nyo rin siyang magawa ng shortcut links. No? Tapos yung shortcut links na yan ay pwede mo nang maidagdag kasali dun sa dashboard na icons ninyo. So that means, yun nga lang, yung icon is quite odd. Hindi siya nagre-represent dun sa services, di ba? Normally, dun sa mga icons natin sa ating smartphone, ay ito yung mga madali nating ma-identify na ito is para sa Facebook, ito para sa social media, ito para sa video streaming device. Yung icon normally ng mga shortcut links, parang nag-create ka lang ng shortcut link din sa desktop, no? Sa desktop application, sa desktop environment. Ganon din yan siya dito sa smartphone. Naisali nga siya dun sa list of the applications on your dashboard, pero hindi ganun ka significant or reliable yung representation ng icon. Kasi it uses a default icon. I have not tried kung pwede bang palitan yung icon, pero if ever still, you can also change the icon. The next problem will occur is, ang next na pop up sa inyo is a browser. No, not a dedicated environment for that particular application. Okay? So, browser pa rin. In this slide, no, kung makikita natin ngayon, guys, ito yung mga platform market share, global data. No? So, they work across all mobile operating system. So, makikita natin yung distribution ng data natin dito. Again, this is from Gartner Strategy Analytics. No? Masyadong dominant na si Android in terms of the mobile platform market share. Well, there are also some other mobile platform na hindi natin nakikilala kasi some of these mobile platform are built specifically for company purposes, for enterprise purposes, na sila lang din yung pwedeng maka-access. Based on the consumer level, mga popular sa atin is Windows, BlackBerry, Apple, at saka Android. So kung wag na kayo magtaka kasi dun sa mga exercises na prepare ko for the entire course ay medyo bias ako dun sa mga examples kasi naka-Android based. No? Well, based also sa survey na natanggap ko in this class, majority of the class are mas pabor sa Android, no, application development. So this goes to show, guys, that our course schedule is really not enough to talk the different platforms or different mobile environment na for the development purposes. Kaya gusto ko kasi mangyari, yung decision ay manggagaling sa mga grupo, especially sa project leader, kung ano yung magiging mobile platform na pipiliin. Okay? So, well, as recommended, no, I strongly suggest to choose Android kasi that will be the base on dun sa hands-on activities, no, group activities, and the like. Pero kung you want to explore, you want also, kasi available naman yung devices, no, may Apple devices naman kayo dyan, may Mac or MacBook Pro, no, or a Mac desktop, or phone, or iPhone, why not? No, kasi available naman din yung resources. Ang sa akin lang dito ngayon is yung the majority, no, kung sino yung makaka-relate. Well, if you have also that device, yung mga Apple device, that's also good on your end kung mag-Android tayo. Kasi pwede mong maipatakbo, pwede mong mailagay yung environment ng Android sa loob ng Apple device mo. Yun nga lang sa Android, hindi yan pwede. No, hindi pwede maglagay ng pwede pero medyo mahirap. Okay lang, Mr. Montaner. Noted. So, gaya ng sinabi ko, kung nasa Android kayo tapos ilagay nyo yung iPhone or Apple environment, medyo mahirap mahirapan kayo kasi maraming mga pasikot-sikot. What I meant is, if you have iPhone or if you have a MacBook, you can still code in an Android environment using your MacBook or Apple devices. Yeah, that's a good thing on your end. Dito guys, sa mga activity ko, most of it's more of Android. And well, based on the statistics din na nakita natin ngayon, this is 2012 data, quarter 4. Pero makikita niyo yung trend. It actually still goes up, no? Windows ay panipis ng panipis habang nagdadagdag ng taon. Tapos si Android ay pakapal yung kanyang market share, no? Ibig sabihin ito yung mga presence niya dun sa mga sales, no, yung sa mga endorsement, etc. So, well, very obvious kasi nga Android is one of the leading mobile platform which is also an open source. And most of the smartphone manufacturer opt to choose a low cost or a cheaper mobile operating system para mapatakbo yung kanilang mobile environment. And one option is to implement Android or to place Android in their smartphones. So many developers like HTML prefers to use HTML because it is very familiar and easy to learn language. So I will take note of this, guys. The reason why most of the developers still chooses or manage to choose HTML over, let's say, any native application language environment. Pag sinabi nating native apps, may iba't ibang programming language yung ginagamit para makagawa ka ng native application. Kung Android, very popular yung Java. No, yung Java at saka Kotlin, Flutter, and the like. Ito yung mga frameworks na para makagawa ka ng Android application. Sa iOS naman is tawag nila before is Objective-C, pero ngayon is Swift. Yung coding environment is C, parang naka C++ ka. So sa Windows naman, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, is C# at saka .NET framework. They prefer HTML5 over those languages is because nakagawa na sila, mainly nakagawa na sila ng website before based on HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. And there's an opening, there's a chance there's a opportunity na using the same source code, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, makagawa sila ng mobile web app. So kung ako, para hindi na ako mag-aaral ng bagong language, pwede palang gamitin yung naaral ko na before na mga tools para makagawa ng web app, mobile web app. Bakit hindi ko gagamitin? No? Ito yung mga things na insights na naiisip ng mga developers or development community nowadays. So, apps don't have to be specific to Android or Apple. This means it will save in development costs. Totoo nga naman. Kung ako ay isang business individual, gusto kong gumawa ng application, well, hindi ko kaya, pero ang unang iisipin ko is magkano yung bayad sa isang development team para makagawa ng isang application. Nagets nyo ba ako? So, let's say kayo, kayo yung isang business individual, gusto nyo gumawa ng application, pero non-technical kayo, hindi nyo alam kung paano gawin yun. So, most likely magtatap ka, mag-hire ka ng development team. Tama? Mag-hire tayo ng development team, di ba? And for that case, if we go to native applications, ano yung magiging disadvantage nun? Kung gusto natin yung application natin ay mapatakbo on different mobile platforms, let's say Android, Apple, Windows, na mga platforms, we need to hire different teams to work on that particular application. You get my point? Now that will give an increase na dun sa development cost. Significant increase dun sa cost. Kasi mag-aalat ka ng budget for a specific team, for a specific native application. So, baka siguro kaya ng isang team to create the rest of the applications, pero ganun pa rin, mag-charge pa rin sila kasi another effort, another language na rin yung gagamitin. So, well, to think of HTML5 being a single source code base, hindi mo na iisipin yung language. Di ba? Hindi mo na iisipin yung native application. Bakit? Kasi lahat ng smartphones ay may browser. So, iisipin natin, gagawa na lang tayo ng mobile web app, sasabihin natin sa consumer or user, you can access my services via browser. Type this URL, log in, perform some services, and we're done. Business as usual. So that's the ease of having this mobile web applications. Well, in terms of development costs, it will save you. Do I make sense of that, guys? Sige. Thank you for the confirmation. Developers don't have to start from scratch for each OS. Totoo nga naman, no? Kasi nga, learning HTML5 and gusto lang natin ma-achieve that pag sa smartphone, dapat presentable lang siya, di ba? So, kailangan na natin mag-media query, magamit ng mga responsive ng mga techniques para ma-achieve lang natin yung look and feel. Smartphone in-access, kahit browser ng smartphone, yung way of accessing our application, ay ganun pa rin, they will still feel they will still acknowledge and use the services as design. Na hindi nila kailangan aralin yung native programming languages. Well, we all know that the author behind, the person behind this HTML5 is W3C, and they are still creating some upgrades within this markup language. So kudos to them. With the help of these individuals that works in W3C, that's why it's very easy for us to create a mobile web application. So mobile browsers now support a majority of HTML5 features. Well, thanks for courtesy of W3C work, yung mga hard works nila, pay off, especially dun sa developer code side, side developer side, kasi na in terms of coding and learning the environment is hindi mahirap, especially kung web developer ka na before. Um, ang adjustment mo na lang is yung responsiveness, um, how to deal with those tawag natin yung mga designs na hindi na kailangan, 'di ba? Sa desktop, kung gamit yung desktop natin, yung browser medyo malaki yung dimensions ng display. Pero sa smartphone, medyo challenging yung size ng display. So, kailangan pag-aralan ng mabuti kasi hindi lahat ng smartphones pare-pareha ng dimensions ng display. Yan. Pero with the help of HTML5, ayan yan. No, it supports a lot of HTML5 features na. So, an example to that na in 2012, there is a popular application called Trade Monster. Yan. I have not checked the update of this application, but I believe that this is an application, no, na made on the mobile web, made on HTML5, and still, no, have a decent services na-achieve pa rin niya. Well, look and feel, magkaiba talaga yung environment. Pag nasa desktop ka, iba yung makikita mo ng mga interfaces compared to the smartphone browser presentation. Web-based mobile apps act like native apps, but they live on the web. Okay? Indihan pa natin yon. Yung mga web-based mobile apps, guys, para na rin siyang native app kasi nasa smartphone devices natin sila. Pero, we need the help of browser para ma-access natin yung application yun. So, there are also challenges, no, from the HTML5. And one of the biggest challenge is its fragmentation. When you talk about fragmentation, guys, sorry, when you talk about fragmentation, ito yung address natin sa different platforms, no? Parang cross compatibility to those platforms. So there will be a problem in HTML5 kasi mobile browsers tend to update their own software. So ngayon, okay pa yung website natin, pero pag-release next week ng bagong update ng Chrome, baka may mga certain sections, components, o items ng website natin na hindi na makikita because of the certain changes, no, of a certain browser. So ganun din yung parang feeling mo na, well, kailangan time to time i-update natin yung software natin, no? Dapat ma-inform natin yung sarili natin, ay bukas makalawa mag-update yung Firefox. Next month mag-update yung Safari. Next year mag-update yung Chrome. So kailangan natin paghandaan. Diba? Kasi yung fragmentation problem ng HTML5. So, yes, nakagawa na ka ng application, pero hindi yan siya magiging parang assurance sa inyo that the rest of the parang experience, no, ng user ninyo ay magiging smooth. Kasi browser itself also updates itself. Do I make sense on that? Thank you. I hope na if ever may question kayo guys, just chat na lang muna tapos tingnan natin. Or maybe we can discuss that one at the end. At least na natanong ninyo. Okay? So feel free to ask questions. Okay, to continue, the mobile browsers are inconsistent in the support of HTML5 features. That means hindi talaga lahat ng mobile browsers fully supports the HTML5 features. That includes yung mga bagong dagdag, bagong labas lang ng mga features coming from W3C. Ano? Kasi yung W3C din guys, nag-release sila ng mga mini patches. Yung para bang not a total version like HTML6, no? In preparation to another version of the HTML, naglalabas sila ng mga mini patches, mini updates, no? Alam nyo yun. So, may mga browsers na opt to support it. That's why pag nakita natin, especially on animations, no? Let's say, nakagawa kayo ng games na mobile web na game. Tapos, nag-run siya properly sa Firefox at sa Chrome. Ngayon, medyo iba yung mundo ng Safari, no? Iba yung kanyang environment, saka may recent update din yung Safari. Dun sa Safari, hindi nyo nakita yung mga dapat yung ina-expect na makita. So, tendency, well, not all, pero maybe some part of your features no ay hindi siya magiging available simply because not all browsers nga naman support HTML5 features. Don't worry with Chrome and Firefox. They are industry-leading standard browser company, so they take their browser up to date, especially supports with some minor patches no from W3C. So, well, I sound kind of biased right now, no. I'm not putting down Safari and other browsers, but what I'm saying right now is there are some issues with other browsers aside from Safari, Microsoft Edge, na it makes web developers or mobile web developers no adjust, creates big adjustment in their part. Here are some tables to compare. Nakita nyo ngayon sa slides guys is the HTML5 applications that most likely yung idea na does not really work so far in an offline setup, no? Let's say full code reuse sa HTML5, that's the advantage. Pero pagdating sa native, malilimitahan yung access no ng tawag natin dun, yung environment mo kasi sa native application din, ito din yung concern ng native app guys. Well, we have an activity on this, no? May mga issues on backward version compatibility. Let's say, sa panahon like ngayon, gumawa tayo ng application, tapos okay siya for Android 10, 9, 8, 7, based on our testing. And tumagal nung dumating yung 2022, for example, tapos nag-release ng Android 12. Yan. There are some parts, no, there are also some parts na yung code base natin, yung mga important features o functionalities na nagawa natin on this version might not work also well dun sa mga later o mga recent versions. So if HTML5 also has some fragmentation issues, native application also have some substantial code reuse issues. Yan. So, hindi siya full platform capable. That means yung nagawa mo na code ay basically intended for a specific version of that native environment. Example, pwede kang gumawa ng code sa Android na gagana lang siya for Android version 5 pababa. No, pwede mo din sabihin na gagana rin siya sa Android 6, 7, 8, at saka 9. Yan. Yung mga specific nga lang. That's why, di ba, kung mapansin niyo sa store ninyo, or even in an app store, you check that one. Mag-compare kayo ng results from your other devices, no? Let's say Android 10 at saka Android 5. Mag-search kayo sa Play Store ng keyword, let's say any apps or any games. Malaking possibility na yung results of that search na ginawa ninyo ay iba sa dalawang devices because they have different versions, no? So, pag-usapan natin yung pag-handle properly ng mga versions na yan sa native applications in the next sessions. But right now, guys, here are some notable now we need to consider. Kasi, mahalaga ito in the succeeding exercises natin. Most HTML5 development remains focused on the desktop and not mobile. I agree with this, ano? Lahat ng mga may background sa HTML, JavaScript, CSS, PHP, and other mga web development framework, even though they have an opportunity to create a mobile web application, priority pa rin sa kanila ang paggawa ng application na non-mobile or not mobile. Nagets ninyo? Yung parang sideline na lang nila yung mobile web. That means yung mga source code base, yung mga code base ng mga applications ngayon ay most likely pabor sa native app. Kasi medyo maliit lang yung distribution, maliit lang yung mga gumagawa ng web mobile ngayon kasi nga ang mga major projects nila ay non-mobile applications. Pero pwedeng gumamit ng HTML5 para makagawa ka ng mobile web. Okay? So HTML5 still needs to access more device features to truly compete with native. So here are also some things na to consider kasi sa HTML5, let's say access to the latest native APIs. Wala masyadong activity doon, no? Let's say better development environment. Well, medyo kailangan pa ng improvement, no? Yung factor na yan. HTML5 cannot compete with native in the sense of access to the hardware features. So, maisingit ko lang konti, guys. When you talk about smartphone or mobile devices, aside from the operating system that runs on top of your mobile device, may hardware din tayo na nakalagay dyan. Tama? Like camera, Bluetooth, audio, no, microphone, GPS, accelerometer, gyro, the tap mechanic, yung swipe mechanic ng mga LED screen natin. Ito yung mga available hardware na nakalagay sa ating smartphone. At yan yung kailangan din nating pansinin. Kasi sa mobile web o sa mobile application, may silbi yan sila. May reason bakit ilagay yan sila as package, as part of our smartphone devices. So, ito din yung pinagkaiba ng HTML5 over some native programming languages. Kasi, yung mga native programming languages ay may direct access dun sa mga hardware na yun. Yung mga na-enumerate ko kanina. Compared to HTML5, you need to look for libraries, updated libraries para ma-access mo yung mga hardwares like camera and the like. Nagets nyo ba yun? In terms of hardware access, medyo mahihirapan si mobile web. So kung mapapansin nyo sa mga mobile web applications, puro content, text, video, audio, wala masyadong interaction from the user yung mga services na yun. Kasi nga, medyo challenging yung part ng pag-access ng mga hardware. So kaya si TikTok and other applications that uses camera filters are not using mobile web. They are using native applications kasi may direct access dun sa mga hardwares. I hope you understand that one, guys. To help you with this, way back 2012, very famous Mark Zuckerberg criticized the HTML5. HTML5. Ito yung nasabi niya sa isang post niya sa kanyang Facebook account. That he think that the biggest mistake that they made as a company is to rely much on HTML5 as opposed to the native application. And because of that one, guys, in 2012 and I guess mga 2010, 2012, ito yung time na lumabas na yung mga hybrid mobile applications. Kasi hindi na nila talaga pwedeng i-rely dun sa mobile web, no? Yung kanilang application. So, well, yes, maka-less sila sa development cost. Yung exchange naman doon, yung tawag natin doon, yung trade, no? Yung trade ng pag-less mo ng development cost is also the performance, no? At saka yung impact ng application nyo dun sa mga users. So, Zuckerberg, no, tries to look for another approach in this time of period, no, na they attempt a hybrid application, a hybrid web mobile application. I cannot actually discuss more onto that hybrid mobile application. Example is React Native. Check nyo na lang to later, guys. This is an example of an hybrid web mobile application. And React Native is ang gumawa nito is mga researchers coming from Facebook. Ito yung isa sa mga output na nagawa nila kasi they don't really want to rely much on the mobile web anymore. So, naglagay sila ng hybrid. So, ganun pa rin yung idea ng hybrid approach, guys. May mga konting adjustment lang sa environment. Well, if time permits, we can also have an hybrid activity, no, na gagawin. Pero as of this time, the idea of hybrid is yes, you still have a single source code base and you have an option to deploy it into multiple native applications, so native environments. So I'll explain that one later. So another very popular na website or web tech companies right now, also there are some time in 2013 that they decided not to continue their development using HTML5. That's LinkedIn, no? So they choose native applications and hybrid applications. So, guys, HTML5 also has a core distribution. A challenge to the core distribution challenge. So it's hard for consumers to discover and buy HTML web apps since there is no central app store. Do you agree? Yung mga mobile web apps nga natin, for example, gagawa tayo ng mobile web apps, magkakaproblema yung mga consumers natin kasi mahirapan sila kung paano hanapin kung nag-exist ba yung application mo. Kasi walang central application store. in that way, HTML5 developers missed no an amount for a store. So if I will be a smartphone manufacturer right now, I'm kinda think of the option of going HTML5 as a bad idea kasi wala akong makukuhang ma-generate na money out of that. Nagets niyo? Aside from the recommendations, aside from the advertisements, medyo mahihirapan yung company, especially yung gumawa ng application to generate some money out of that. Kasi nga, they stay on a web environment, no, URL based na access modality using browser. Compared to native, well, pupunta ka lang sa Play Store, simple type of a keyword, doon kita mo kaagad yung mga list of recommended na mga applications. And baka may chances na na-review ka na ng maraming tao, ito na yung ilalagay as top of the results. Mas maganda at sa mas madaling makita na your app exists. HTML5 does not need Apple or Google Store approval. Ito naman din yung nakaganda. No, kasi nga, pwede kang gumawa ng HTML5 ng mga mobile web apps na kahit hindi nakaayon dun sa standards ng iOS at saka Android, pwede mong gawin. Well, ito ay isang example lang na Apple or Google, no, has some revenue issues before. So consumers have grown used to app stores. Tama. Medyo komportable na, no, na every time we get our smartphones or our mobile devices, saka kung may hahanapin tayong application o services, pumupunta agad tayo dun sa app stores. Many publishers put their HTML5 in native wrappers for inclusion in Google Play Store and Apple Play Store, and these are called hybrid apps. Yan. So guys, ito yung pangatlo, no, na landscape, mobile landscape. So kanina napag-usapan natin yung mobile web landscape, native application landscape, at ito yung pangatlo na hybrid application landscape. So ang ginagawa ng hybrid application landscape, guys, is para mailagay lang ng isang development o developer yung kanyang application dun sa App Store, ay gagamit siya ng wrapper. Naintindihan niyo yung idea, guys? Gagamit siya ng native wrapper. By the way, paki-take note of the term. May activity tayo nito, siguro mga midterm. If time permits, we'll talk about how to implement HTML5 native wrappers. Sa Android, tawag natin dito is WebKit. Imagine if you have a phone. Tapos sa phone mo, so for example, this is your phone. Tapos sa phone mo, that's a native environment. Ayan, that's a native environment on your phone. Ang gagawin mo kasi sa native wrapper, tatakpan mo yung buong native environment. Ano yung itatakip mo doon? Ang itatakip mo doon is a web browser. Similar behavior of a web browser o WebKit. So, para yung makikita ninyo sa buong dimensions ng smartphone niyo, guys, is a web browser environment na parang sa tingin niyo it's a native application, pero hindi. It's a browser application that na itinakip na i-wrap doon sa buong environment ng native application ninyo. So ganun yung idea ng hybrid apps. Well, there are also improved hybrid apps nowadays like React Native na pag-uusapan din natin in the next sessions. Pero I want you to take note of the idea, guys, that these landscapes are very crucial dun sa decision ninyo to which platform ang inyong susundin. So this is an example of a hybrid application, mobile application. So, kita niyo sa baba, yung phone gap build example. Example ito yung HTML, CSS, JavaScript niyo. Dadaan siya dito, guys. Ayan, dadaan siya dyan. Well, this is just a visual, no, na medyo just to help us to understand the concept of hybrid. Yung box na yan, yung area na yan, guys, ang ginagawa niya is to repack, to rebuild yung source code nyo, gagawin niyang panibagong object. Kita nyo, nag-iba na yung kanyang packaging. Diba? From a raw source code files, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Pagpasok niya from that engine or translator or converter, ay gagawin niyang native packaging, native build, na parang ginawa mo yung program gamit yung programming language ng isang native application. Yun yung hybrid, guys. Yan. Pwede kang makapili, no? Kasi single source code eh. Gumawa ka muna ng code na HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Ngayon, bago mo siya ipasok dito, pipili ka, ano ba yung gusto yung output? Gusto ko output. Gusto ko itong makita sa Android. So, gagawin ng converter na yun, ipo-convert niya yung buong CSS, JavaScript, HTML code mo into a binary codes na ready for an Android to execute. So, for example, gusto ko yung code na to, yung output is para sa iOS. Ganun din yung gagawin. No? So, i-repack niya yung source codes nyo, gagawin niyang binary code na ready for iOS environment. I hope I do make sense of that. Sounds interesting ba? For me, at first, nung nakuha ko tong idea na to siguro 5 years ago, it caught my attention. No? It caught my attention kasi nga, I already created web development projects before. Nung nakita ko to, no? Well, it sparks, no? My creativity na, oh, well, pwede ko palang gawin yung mga idea ko sa web, idea ko sa mobile application, pero gamit ko yung mga web tools. Di ba? Not to think of it, na I can extend, no? I can extend my target audience. Course lang yung makaka-appreciate. Even yung my smartphone devices can also access my own application. Kasi nga, with the help of this innovation, no, this type of tawag natin dito, landscape or structure. Isipin nyo, guys, hindi nyo na inaaral yung native language. Hindi nyo na inaaral yung mga Swift, no? Hindi nyo nabigyan ng panahon to explore more on the Java for the mobile. Which is ang gumawa na lang for you is yung builder, yung SDK, no, yung naga-translate from the source code to a native application. Yeah. So, how does HTML5 stack up to the native apps in the consumer market? Ito yung data na pag-usapan natin, guys. No? Overall performance is still better for native apps in terms of cross-development capabilities and immediate updates. Ganun pa rin sila ka-significant pa rin, no? But the rest, yung user experience, yung performance, yung fragmentation, medyo may mga issues pa rin yung um, hybrid, no? Native applications, kindly take note of this. So native apps are still faster and provide better user interfaces. So kahit anong innovation pa yan, kahit anong hybrid 1, hybrid 2, hybrid mix pa na ma-introduce guys o tawag natin dito, ma-invent, babalik at babalik pa rin tayo sa statement na native applications are still the faster and it also provides better UI to the rest of the consumers. Makitake note ha, makitake note ulit. So, security features are stronger on native apps. Ito din yung hindi natin matatanggal. Kasi 'di ba, sabi ko sa umpisa, I hope na this lesson, this discussion that we're ginagawa ngayon will help you to decide among your group members na which among these landscape Okay, sorry for the interruption, guys. As what I'm saying, security features are stronger on native apps. No? Aside from it's faster, marami ding pwedeng magiging parang loophole. No? Yung mga hackers can easily penetrate to the system given na dumaan ng, let's say, di ba, may translation, may isipin niyo guys na from XPSS, dumaan dun sa converter tapos na bago nagawa yung binary code. So isipin niyo baka pwedeng malagyan ng internal na mga features or functions pwedeng mailagyan ng parang mga code snippets, no? Na hindi na natin nalalaman kasi hindi tayo gumawa ng translation, conversion. I'm not saying PhoneGap or the rest of the company are doing this parang ways, ano? Pero hindi mawawala talaga sa parang isip natin na insecurity-wise, talaga ba yung binary codes na na-generate from that conversion ay intentionally na walang mga malicious na nakadagdag o naidagdag doon? I mean, isipin natin yun, no? Kasi hindi natin alam, no, yung ating, well, makikita natin, no, ma-verify natin na yung application ay ito yung application na expected natin. Pero, well, hindi natin alam kung anong ginagawa sa likod. Baka may mga malicious events, malicious na mga attack na ginawa na pala. Ayan. Pero kung sa native application, guys, control natin yung buong flow. Kasi from the programming language itself, dun sa compilation, hanggang maging ready to execute file na siya, alam natin kung ano yung mga pinagagawa natin. Ayan. So, walang blind spot kung bakit walang blind spot. Guys, I will just share these slides. It's already 5:47. Well, the reason why I really need more time to discuss all of this stuff here is simply because this is our base, no, our ground in terms sa ating mga next activities, no. It's very important to know the concepts and especially the platforms or landscape na napag-usapan natin earlier, even the pros, cons, no. advantages, disadvantages among those landscapes are also very crucial into deciding which platform that we're going to pursue or to continue. Yan. Well, cost-effective HTML5 is emerging as a favorite in the enterprise. Diba? I mean, mas better yung HTML5 pag you want cheaper development projects. Yan. Enterprise platforms are seeing growth in hybrid and HTML5 app development. Well, kung ako rin, isang business enthusiast, gusto ko rin na makaless dun sa aking budget, pero may makita na final output, no? may makita din naman result. Okay. And most developers agree that HTML5 can be used for building mobile apps. Oo nga naman, kaya niyang gumawa ng mobile application up to now. Yun nga lang sa mga iilang mga points, like security na nabanggit natin kanina, and speed or performance, ganun. Yung kanyang mga apan, yung mga challenges. But on the whole, they prefer Android and iOS, the native platforms pa rin, no, at the end. The overall developer interest in HTML5 still remains flat. No? Ganun pa rin. Hindi pa rin nawawala. Kung makikita natin guys, kung talaga bang nakita nila na walay pulos ang HTML5, walay pulos ang hybrid sa mobile industry, totally wala na siya karon. Pero since they find it ganun pa rin, no? May mga business establishment pa rin, no? May mga project proposals pa rin na they want a cost-effective projects, tsaka lalabas yung idea na mag-HTML5 ka, mag-mobile web ka, mag-hybrid ka. Kasi ganito lang yung kaya mo na budget, etc. etc. Yan. HTML5 versus native apps or hybrid apps. Let me know your your ideas, guys. Paki-chat daw. Tingnan natin kung andyan pa ba kayo. Up to 5:50 na tayo. Sensya na guys ha. What do you think? Who will win? Okay. So I guess it's a majority, ano? Well, if it sounds like I'm building a hype on native app, well, that's the case kasi sa mga articles, sa mga textbooks, there are very evident na there are mga evidence that shows how, or even the statistics data shows how important, no, really to begin your mobile development career by starting learning a certain native application. Ito yung point ko dito guys, na there are a lot of platforms, landscapes na may introduce maybe years to years later, pero yun, wala pa rin tatalo sa Alaska, no? Pero wala pa rin tatalo sa with the basic fundamentals of your native knowledge, no, native application. Mas maganda na umpisahan nyo sa native guys, tapos experiment na lang kayo later sa mga other landscape. Okay? So that's my piece of advice. Well, I'm done for today. Well, the slides will be available later. I-upload ko, as well as the activity. Supposedly our activity is due 6 p.m. So, i-change ko lang siya guys. I-change ko lang yung due ng activity. Pakicheck nyo na lang. I think available siya for the entire week. No? So, pakicheck nyo na lang yung classroom for that. Last pala na data. This is room for web applications. Well, there's still a chance of this mobile web no presence in the mobile environment will still be significant no in the near future. In 2015, yung distribution ng native at saka hybrid are most likely equal. No, nakikita ng industry na well, pwede itong hybrid na to in terms of cost effectiveness at saka parang parang seryoso naman din yung mga tao na gumagawa nito na wala silang anomalies, walang mga malicious na intention naman dun sa kanilang compiling, etc. etc. So, they put on trust, no? On that particular year, 2015. Still don't have the update kasi medyo luma na yung slide na to. Pero, well, as far as the development is concerned right now, marami mga application which is I will share to you this Thursday yung mga examples ng hybrid mga native no sino yung mga gumamit ng mga landscape na to, and then also to discuss different sectors no yung mga mobile applications popular right now in different sectors. Yan guys, so any questions? Sige, just in case you have a clarification, kung makita nyo itong slides, you can either put your question mismo dun sa dun sa post no, kung saan ko ito nilagay, may comment section sa baba, pwede niyo i-post yung question doon. So, ganun no, we already informed that there are 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7 different mobile application landscapes that exist in the market nowadays. And just to give you a summary, I don't know kung makikita niyo na mabuti ito guys. Yung native application kasi it's yung mga direct mismo sa device, no? Sa smartphone. Yung mga ginagawa niyo na code ay immediately converted into binary code. Medyo mga middle layer, no, mga one level lang po siya na compilation. No? Yung web application naman is different, totally different kasi you use browser para makita mo lang yung application mo. By hybrid application, ito medyo cool yung idea kasi nga you are coding using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you don't need a browser kasi yung HTML, CSS, JavaScript ay ilalagay sa isang native container. Tapos, i-convert niya into a certain binary codes that will run on a certain device. Ayan. So, yung source code base mo sa hybrid application is hindi yung native app. You don't need to learn those mga native applications. Ayan. Device APIs, guys, nakikita niyo yung native application tsaka hybrid application, may access sila directly sa device APIs. That includes camera, yung mga sinabi ko kanina na GPS, no, Bluetooth, etc. na mga naka-embed sa ating smartphone ay kayang i-program using native application languages or yung mga hybrid no, approach. So, I'm done for today, guys. I hope you learned something. Meron ba?
Patong sa youth, sir.
Punta tayo dyan later, Camille. Just need to close muna this one. So, I hope you learned something today. This will help you to decide among your groups kung ano yung magiging landscape. Niyo. Of course, the rest, well, this is the story of our course, guys. I will end the recording now. Well, makikita niyo ngayon at naka-Jeffy Evangelista daw yung recording natin. So, paki-share na lang sa classroom yung link, Mr. Evangelista. Thank you, Jeff. So, ayan. Ano yung sabi ko? Nahin ulit. I hope that these mobile landscapes will help you to decide among your groups kung saan yung magiging comfortable kayo. Ito yung buong expectation natin guys sa ating course for this term number 2. No, I know na may mga challenges tayo sa mga resources like our laptops and the like. That's why I need to fix the grouping as soon as possible para start na natin yung mga hands-on activities. Don't worry, no? I'll need to check the proposed groups and then later I'll need to assign mga hindi pa assign sa mga respective groups. So let me do that task. Make sure lang na to submit your intended or proposed groupings. Parang alam ko naman kung saan ako mag-adjust. So, ayun guys, mag-uusap-usap na kayo ng mga kagrupo ninyo as early as now kung ano ba yung novel mobile application on our final project. No, di ba nasabi ko to sa introduction natin? You're expected to create a mobile app na bago or maybe may existing tapos naglagay kayo ng add-ons on top of it. Saan ba dito sa landscape yung medyo mas pabor kayo, no? Native application, mobile web, or using hybrid applications. So, well, on the midterm at saka finals, so might not need to feel worry kung paano ba ito siya gawin. As it's part of the exercises. So, ganun, I hope na I can, the lesson will help you to decide which among this landscape ipo-pursue you guys. Thank you for the time and if there are no questions, wala na ba? For the group, klaro na ako Camille, na-post ba mo dito no? Sa stream?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so since na-post mo dito, I will be reminded na is pa na belong sa mga groups. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Ito din pala guys, if ever you have a role, additional role, kasi di ba may lead programmer, sub-programmer, a support programmer, designer, project leader. Pag may gusto kayo idagdag na role, job role guys, or sa grupo, paki-use yung classroom paki-use yung classroom para malaman ko kung gano'n siya ka-importante na idagdag yung role na yun dun sa grupo. Kasi for now, ang iniisip ko is 3 to 4 members, no, per group. Pero baka maiba yan because of suggestion dun sa role ninyo. Sige. So, yun lang muna for now. Take note, paki-update sa classroom for our activity for today, which is due within this week. Thank you for listening, guys, and see you next meeting. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.